This should be fun. Hello, and welcome back to Flash to the Past, everyone. Now, I don't know about you, but running away from one's problems is honestly pretty based. It takes mighty testiculi to admit that you have zero clue what's going on, and that the best solution is to put as much distance between yourself and the problem. I mean, as they say, when the going gets tough, run away! Today's game is all about the art of throwing feet and hauling cheeks. In space, all inside a crazy straw-looking tube, and you're an alien blob. Sound familiar? That's right, because today we're taking a look at a truly legendary Flash game, Run. And we will see, does Run hold up well in 2024? Is it as fun as I remember? Or am I simply blinded by nostalgic glasses? There is an art to the wide world of parkour, and holy Stromboli has run a goddamn Picasso. Parkour is all about jumping and looking cool, and Run goes above and beyond to prove this point, as this is a title that takes our player to the one place that has yet to be corrupted by capitalism: space! And since we're up here, physics is no longer applicable to our shackled existence. Just like in modern day parkour, especially the kind found in those YouTube shorts and TikToks where people are basically French kissing death, you'll very quickly notice that there are these giant holes littering the floor and walls. And if you fall through, it's game over. However, if you touch the wall, you stick. And your entire perspective and gravity will change, and that wall now becomes your new floor. Each side of the tube has its own layout, and it's up to you to figure out which walls offer the best path forward through each maze. Make it through, and you'll find the solid tunnel indicating the end of the level. Ideally, you want to stay on the side that has the least amount of trickery on it, as to reduce your chances of falling and being forced to ring the life alert. This is your time to shine. There is no stop, there is no speed up, and there is no Queen of England. You need to wake up, my friend. There is only do. And so I did. Though, unlike old times, I didn't have to look over my shoulder to make sure the teacher had their back turned before I started playing. And just look at this. I love me a good simplistic main menu, with a distinct lack of music to get me in the mood for a fun play session. However, before you even think of touching anything, get your slut hands off the keyboard. You're selecting nothing until you move game speed from normal to fast, my friend. Are you tough enough for the salty Splatoon? For any newcomers, don't be deceived by the name. Fast mode does not mean you run faster and jump further and therefore it's easier. It just means the game happens faster. It's basically like playing the game in 2 times speed. And yes, that is absolutely as mind-meltingly, eyeball-destroying as it sounds. Get your condoms prepared, because this game will skull-fuck you after an hour of continuous play. Now, our speed is set. We have between Adventurer mode, Infinite mode, and Edit mode. And also credits if you like words and shit. Obligatory big thanks to Joseph Cloutier, also known as Player 3, Alex Ostraff, who did the art, and whomever made the soundtrack, as even the devs don't know who made this. If I found any of them, link to their socials below. Now, I always threw myself right into Adventure mode, which for those that haven't played is basically a main campaign of sorts. There are 50 levels, and every 10 levels basically has a color theme to it. And naturally, of course, the levels get harder. We start with a nice, soft, delicate baby blue that is reassuring and accommodating to those who are having a bad day. This color screams, I'm here for you, and acknowledge your suffering, and we'll have your child. On the other hand, levels 40 through 50 have an oversaturated red, which is the epitome of, if you take one more step forward, you're going to have a bad time. And this is the feeling that is going to consume you before you finish here today. Here's a sneak peek of the nonsense that are the last few levels. So you're probably going to spend the bulk of your time on these last few levels. So believe me when I say this overly saturated red is going to bleed into your soul. Now, 50 levels may sound like a lot, but keep in mind that if you're kicking the ass, it only takes anywhere from about 6 to 15 seconds per level tops. If we average that out, that's only about 11 seconds per level. 50 levels of that puts you at about 550 seconds of game time, or about 9 minutes, which is on point and why it took me about 40 minutes for my first run. Okay, so like take this level for example. If done right, only takes about 7 seconds to beat. But look at this nonsense, and free my reputation from your judgment. Levels like this populate the back half of the game, requiring medicinal grade precision to make these frame-perfect sideways jumps in order to hit the necessary platform on the wall, which is then usually followed by a combo of perfectly timed side jumps in order to follow the correct pattern. Even more annoyingly, this game has a momentum-based system. If you wish to get the max jump distance, you'll need to properly give your blob enough of a run-up in that direction to either the left or the right to make these ridiculous side jumps. What ends up killing you the most is the fact that many jumps begin to require you to jump at the last possible second in order to make it to the next one. If you do it too soon, right to jail. If you do it too late, believe it or not, straight to death and then jail. It isn't long before this game begins to feel more like a Dark Souls experience rather than a chill flash game vibe, as you continue to attempt the same boss fights over and over. Though Dark Souls has legends like Ornstein and Smoog and Miss Noble, while Run has Randy the Sideways Plank. Fucking dick. All in all, it took a bit longer than expected, but it's not a race. The last level rolled around, stayed around, and then was left in the dust, and then boom, there it was. The end. But wait, what is this? What in God's name is this? Sir, there's been a second difficulty added. I don't even remember being offered this new game mode, and it got me thinking, did I ever beat the normal game mode back in my day? I suppose the downfall of only playing some flash games in class is that you never ever really had the chance of finishing those games. Because how often would the teacher have their back turned for 40 minutes? Though, sometimes you wish they did. I felt a warm buzz in my chest beginning to glow, and since heart issues don't run in my family, I believe I correctly identified this emotion as joy. A chance to explore something new in a flash game that I had once loved to play. Ah, the memories. Though, that excitement would surely turn to ash in my mouth, as I would go on to dedicate the next hour of my life attempting to see in 5D with this frail mortal shell that I inhabit. Just so you guys don't think I'm crazy here, here's a speed comparison between normal speed, fast speed, and intense speed. Fast in and of itself can be rough, but intense puts the already floored gas pedal through the damn mat. Now, I might sound like a bubble-blowing baby, but remember, from what I understand, the physics of this game do not change on the higher speeds. It's just that the speed in which everything happens speeds up. And what makes the higher speed so tricky is that you have even less time to make pixel-perfect jumps in the later levels. So you'll find yourself in these brutal cycles of either just missing the platform you're attempting to reach, or waiting too long and falling into space. After a while, the whole screen just begins to blur, as your retinas can't possibly take the abuse any longer, and you're just clicking the space button whenever it feels good, and letting Jesus take the wheel. If you wish to beat this game on ludicrous speed, you'll truly need to be... Ah, my bad, wrong one. Also, I want the name of the sick bastard who thought it'd be cute to put a star right in the background where it makes it look like there's a light at the end of the tunnel. This was 100% intentional, and I want them found and shot in Minecraft. Either by luck or skill, you'll be able to claim the Victory Royale over Adventure Mode once more. Hurrah! Where's my Burger King crown? Where is it? What you do get, though, is this annoyingly complimentary finish screen. Congratulations, you've beaten the game on intense difficulty. I'm impressed. I mean, like, this is no big deal. Baka. Now, by this point, and if you're good at reading body language, you can probably already tell that I'm a little heated by this point in time. And it's hard to explain why, but I'll try my best. You ever play a game, and you like that game, and so then you go and play that game on a higher difficulty level, and the devs made it harder by having it so that you only have a quarter of your original health, while making all the enemies bullet sponges? Yeah, that's kinda how I felt with Run. Oh yeah, you like my game? Do you want a challenge? Here are 2 spoons. Go and scoop out your eyeballs and then shove vinegar bottles in the sockets. I am developer. Playing these games on super fast was absolutely brutal. You can barely react to the oncoming tiles. And since you can barely react, it's borderline impossible to time your jumps to jump on the walls since you barely have enough room to get enough momentum to make those jumps. Your eyes are bleeding at this point, and you're either going to jump too early and plummet to the sweet embrace of death, or wait too long and wind up in the same place. What the fuck? But wait, there's more! It was only natural that since I was finished with Adventure Mode, I would hop into Infinite Mode. My thought was, this sounds like an auto-generated mode that just goes on forever. Wrong, it's the same thing as Adventurer, but it's randomly generated. And guess what? Some of the levels are impossible! You start out at 0 difficulty, and every level you complete, the difficulty, which is the speed, ramps up, 0 to 100. I can forgive the mislabeling of this mode as infinite, but why the fuck would you have your auto generator having glaring holes in it that would generate levels that are impossible? I trusted you. One of the last levels, my eyes leaking at this point, robbed me of an hour of my time. Thousands of times did my little alien plummet into the void. My eyes were burning and I was sore to finish, completely flummoxed as to what was wrong with me. And lo and behold, I decided that this had to be impossible. And I came across a forum where people were just casually commenting that some of the levels are so. And that if you go into the options menu, you can re-roll your level for a new generated one. Hey Dev, that would have been a nice disclaimer to put somewhere, you dick ass. Just guess how many times I died. Have a guess? Alright, let's count them up and we'll see if you were right. I'm a broken man. Anyway, if I put that one little snafu aside, it is a cool idea for a game mode. And once you finish this, you get another cute little message. And if the idea of going max speed doesn't appeal to you, then you can seemingly adjust the difficulty yourself to make it easier if you just want to chill. Or if you're a masochist, just crank it to the max, it's a free country. Last but certainly not least, we have edit mode. You can make your own levels. Very cool. I opt to just go for filling in every space and creating an OSHA compliant tunnel. We've already worked hard. Time to take it easy and start cruising. And that's it. If you've taken a shot at everything I've mentioned above, then well played. You've experienced all of Run in its entirety. But here's the million-dollar question. Does Run hold up well in 2024? Now, to be completely honest, I think Run might be one of the first games I've ever played in my life where the dev just gives the big middle finger to people who are 30 and up. Now, it's no surprise your reaction time slows as you age, but I legitimately don't think people 30, 40 and up would be able to complete the harder difficulty modes on this game. I challenge anyone watching this video in that age range or older to see if you can beat these last two game modes at insane speed. Godspeed, my friends, and absolutely pun intended. I won't give you anything if you can do it, but the challenge will certainly give you glaucoma. I feel like Run is a game where the satisfaction isn't necessarily in the actual gameplay, but in the challenge itself. You don't play it because you like bouncing from wall to wall. You just want to receive that warm, delicious glow in your chest as you breathe a sign of relief at the finish. But that could just be me. I could absolutely see the fun that could be had by putting this game at the easiest difficulty level and just cruising for 30 minutes straight. However, this next comment is kind of interesting and maybe somewhat insulting, but I feel like the best part of Run is the music. The same one that's been playing as the background this entire time. For some reason, I feel like what has stuck with me the most about Run was this damn theme song. It's an oddly comforting piece, as a lot of that comfort is based on nostalgia. There's also a sense of community to it, because almost every Flash game enthusiast remembers this theme, even if they didn't particularly enjoy the game. It's both relaxing while having a motivating rhythmic intensity to it that matches the pacing of Run. In addition, I feel like this theme could be a strong contender for theme song of the entirety genre of Flash games, though there are a couple that can contend with that title, and we'll touch upon those more in the future. I think if you either enjoy challenging yourself for the sake of challenging yourself like me, or you happen to enjoy platforming games, or if you like people that are short and stubby, you'll probably really appreciate this game. And for my own curiosity, I challenge one of you older audience members to attempt this game on the highest difficulty modifiers and see if you can finish. Truly, I'm so curious. On a side note, I've really been enjoying this series, even if this is only my second video, and I hope you guys have been as well. If you want to see more of this, please like the video and throw a subscribe my way. And if you have any suggestions on other Flash games you'd like to see in the future, then you know what to do down below. Alright, that's it for me. I hope to see you guys in the next video. Ta-ta for now. Boosh!